Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. The movie is directed by Marcus Nispel, who also directed the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre a few years before, and is written by Damian Shannon and Mark Swift, who wrote Freddy vs. Jason. This movie pretty much kind of retells the story a little bit. It feels more like an updated sequel than a reboot, really. Pretty much in this movie, Jason, as a kid, had seen his mom get killed, and he grows up living in the forest at Camp Crystal Lake, and when some teenagers show up to party and stuff, he starts killing them one by one. The characters in this are okay. Some of them are kind of likable, and then the rest of them are kind of obnoxious, especially one in particular. The final girl is played by Amanda Rietti, who her character's name is Whitney, and she's a character that gets held hostage by Jason and everything, because she reminds him of his mom for some reason, and everything. And pretty much in this movie, a group of teenagers are coming out to party, and Whitney's brother Clay is looking for her, so he teams up with one of the girls named Jenna, played by Danielle Panabaker, and they are trying to find out what happened to his sister and everything. Jared Padalecki plays Clay. I think he does an okay job. His acting is a little bit wooden, but it's okay. Danielle Panabaker as Jenna is pretty good. The chemistry between her and Jared Padalecki was pretty good. As for Jenna's friends and pretty much the rest of the supporting cast that are just here to be killed off, some of them are okay, but Willa Ford plays Chelsea, who is alright in this movie. I think she was okay. She was pretty much there to be there for the sex scenes and to get killed. I think she's the one that gets killed by Jason ramming her through the antlers of a deer that's hung up on the wall in the cabin. Which is a pretty cool death and everything. Juliana Gill plays Bree, who's wakeboarding in the lake with Nolan. It's a really cool scene. First Nolan gets an arrow to the head, which kills him, and she's stuck in the lake and gets hit by the boat, and so she's kind of out of it, but she sees Jason and she's trying to hide from him. She goes under the dock and he uses his machete and stabs her in the head and everything. It was a pretty cool death scene. And she was okay as a character. She didn't really have that much screen time and really that much to do except pretty much be there to show her boobies and get killed. Nolan, who's played by Ryan Hansen, the one that I was just talking about, got the arrow in his head. He was an okay character too. Like I said, they were just really there to get killed anyway, so he didn't really have much to do. But it is that kill's probably my favorite kill in the movie. And then Aaron Yu plays Chewie. He's a pretty likable character. He's actually one of my favorite. He's probably one of my favorite characters. He was played by Aaron Yu, who at the time had been in quite a few good thriller and horror movies around that time. He was also in Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf, which I think was a really good movie, or at least I did back then. I haven't seen it in about 11 or 12 years, so I may not like it anymore, but back then I really liked it, and I really liked him in that a lot more than I did this. Arlen Escarpita, I probably butchered his last name, plays Lawrence, and he's a likable character too. He was also in Final Destination 5, but not the character, but the actor. But his death scene was alright. He got stabbed in the back with an axe, and then Jason comes and picks him up, and he like turns him over, and the axe goes out his back and through his chest. It was a pretty cool death scene. And as far as Chewie went, I couldn't see his death. My TV, it was so dark and everything. When I rewatched it, I couldn't even see how he was killed, and everything. And I honestly don't really remember, because I haven't seen this movie very many times, and it's been a while since the last time I watched it. But I know his death was pretty good. Yeah, if I remember right, it had to do with some kind of tools in the storage shed. I know that much, but I can't remember. Like I said, that's one of the things about this movie I didn't like, is how dark it is. But part of it, I think, is also my TV, so I can't fully blame the movie, I don't think. But like I said, this, and then there's Trent, played by Travis Van Winkle. Now this character is actually the same character that bullied Shia LaBeouf in the Transformers movie, which means this Friday the 13th movie takes place in the same universe as Transformers, which I thought was kind of weird and everything. But Trent is a really, really unlikable character. He was pretty much all of these movies usually have at least one character that you are happy to see die and everything. And this one, I think, out of all of the characters in this franchise, he's the one that I was the happiest to see die. He's just a really, really unlikable character, big jerk, and really stuck up and snobby, and just wasn't very likable. His death was pretty cool. He got put on the back of this tow truck thing by Jason and carried off and everything. It was pretty cool and everything, but the kills in this are pretty good. I really liked Nolan's kill, though, the best, the one where the arrow goes through his head, because I wasn't expecting it. I remember when I saw it in the theater with my dad and everything, we were both sitting there, and it happened, and both of us kind of jumped a little bit and everything. That scene just was really cool. The score by Steve Jablonsky, I think, was okay. It's not near as good as any of Harry Manfredini's scores and everything. It really shows that it's not him doing the score for this. And when it comes to Jason, I think Derek Mears was a really good Jason and everything, but I thought he was pretty menacing and everything, and one of the more brutal versions of the character. He kills them in different ways. I like how he, like, the thing with the arrow was kind of something a little bit different. I mean, we've kind of seen it before, but the way it was done in this one was different than it was before. It's arrow in the Friday the 13th Part 3, it was shot a lot differently and everything. They did it where you weren't expecting it and everything. So I think he was a pretty good Jason and everything. I don't know that I'd say he's the best Jason, though. He's probably not even my most favorite, but he is good. He's good enough that if they were to make more of him, I'd be okay with seeing him as Jason again. And everything. Like I said, my main thing with this movie, the main things I don't like, a lot of these characters are really unlikable, and it makes it easy for you to root for Jason, because you don't really care if a lot of these characters live, and some of them you really want to see get killed, like Trent and everything. But and some of the dialogue in this is just really, really bad and everything. It's just, I don't get some of the dialogue in it. But besides that, this movie's alright. I don't think it's I don't think it's absolutely terrible. I think it's a pretty solid movie in the franchise, to be honest. My main problem really was just not being able to see a lot of it this time when I watched it. And like I said, I think it's because of the TV I have, because I have an older TV. I don't think it's really because of the way the movie was filmed, because I've seen it before and everything. It just was a lot harder to see it this time and everything. But I do enjoy this movie. I think it was good. Is it perfect? Not really. Is it one of the best in the franchise? I don't even know if I could say that. I don't think it's one of the worst either, though. It's probably somewhere towards the bottom half of the middle for me, but I think it is watchable and everything, and everything. I don't think it was enough, though. I really do wish we would have gotten more, whether it was a sequel to this one or they've gone back and do sequels to the older franchise. I really want another Friday the 13th movie, so hopefully they get Victor Miller and whoever he's fighting with. I can't remember who it is, but I hope they get everything straightened out so we can get a new Friday the 13th movie, because while this is a good one and everything, this one wasn't just enough and everything. Of course, to me, there's not really enough Friday the 13th. You can't get too much Jason and everything. So I think this was a really good movie and everything. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's not one of my very most favorites, and it probably won't be extremely high on my rankings, but I still enjoy it quite a bit and everything. So, and like I said, it has some really, really good kills and everything. That's one of the things I love about it, is that they don't really hold back on the brutality of Jason in this movie. So I really like that. So anyway, that's my review for Friday the 13th, 2009. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts of this movie is. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What did you think about Derek Mears as Jason? Let me know that as well. And I'll be doing my ranking of the whole Friday the 13th franchise here pretty soon. I'm going to actually be joined by a couple of guests, and I'll probably have a few more Friday the 13th lists and stuff that I'm planning on doing and everything. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.